Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is actually the first videos that I've published, sort of the first. And today, let's talk about the subclass 186 Permanent Residency Visa, why is it so popular, and how you can actually get it. Without further ado, let's get started. Hi, my name is Johnny. I'm a migration lawyer based in Sydney, and I post daily content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube now, on YouTube Shorts, on migration news and policies in Australia to help people like you to get PR faster. A lot of people has been talking about the 186 visas, and then it's a permanent residency visa. How do you get it? Now, there are three streams for the 186 visas. One is the direct entry stream. Two is the temporary residence transition stream. Three is the labor agreement stream. Now, a lot of people talked about the direct entry stream, and this is how you can get it, and this is the requirement. Number one, you need to be under 45 years old unless exemption applies. Number two, you need to have a skill assessment for the nominated occupation, which is on the core skilled occupation list. And the core skilled occupation list was actually released in December last year. And it's a completely new thing, and which even includes occupations like dog trainers and yoga instructors that actually made it on the headlines on the Australian financial reviews. Now, number three, you need to have 3 years of full-time work experience in the nominated occupation. It has to be a full-time work experience in the nominated occupation. Of course, to some extent, you can combine it, but you've got to add it up to 3 years. Number four, last but not least, you will need to meet the English requirement, which is competent English. IELTS 6 for all band or PTE 65 for each component. Make sure you get those right. Now, apart from this, if you meet those requirements, this is maybe one of the most challenging part. Finding an employer to actually sponsor you on that. For the employer, it's pretty straightforward. The employer will need to pay at least the TISMIT, which is $73,150 plus superannuation. Currently, with the TISMIT, it actually gets adjusted every year according to inflation. But at the time of this video, it's $73,150 plus superannuation. But bear in mind that simply paying you that doesn't guarantee that the nomination can get through. You will need to make sure that the salary actually reflects the market rate. Say you're a cook with 3 years work experience in regional area, yeah, $73,150 may work. But imagine if you're a lawyer working in a top tier gun law firm and working 20 hours a day for 7 days a week, then probably not $73,150 per year. So you got to make a realistic adjustment to ensure that your salary is actually paid at either the market rate or TISMIT, whichever the higher. Now, apart from that, the employer does not require to have any qualification to sponsor anyone on a 186. Labor market testing is also not required for 186 direct entry stream. However, it is always recommended to at least do some level of labor market testing, because the department has a right to refuse you if they think it is not a genuine position. So make sure, for completeness, I will usually ask my clients, put in a few $100s, get the ads up. Simple as that. When it comes to employer, there are also no requirements to obtain the SBS, which is the standard business sponsor, or the accredited business sponsor. This is not required for nominating someone on a 186 direct entry stream. However, there's one thing that I hope you guys take note on, which is the extremely long and lengthy processing time. Currently, we're looking at 15 to 18 months. Of course, you can get a bridging visa A if you're onshore and waiting for that. So that's probably some good news on it. However, 15 to 18 months in order to get that one through. Keep that in mind. Now, the other pathway, which I also talked about, was 186 temporary residence transition stream. What is that? Is if you're holding a skill in demand visa or the TSS, the temporary skill shortage visa 482, you can get your permanent residency through the 186 TRT, temporary residence transition stream. With that, you don't need a skill assessment like the direct entry stream. You just need to hold your 482 for at least 2 years. Under the current new rules, 2 years and your employer to sponsor you on a 186 transition stream. Of course, you got to go through the same nomination process again, and then you submit the visa. And the processing time is still 15 to 18 months. However, with this, you are able to get PR without a skill assessment. To many of you, getting a skill assessment may be a massive hassle. So some people actually go for the 482 because for 186 direct entry visas, you actually need a skill assessment regardless. And also the age requirements for the 186 TRT is still 45 years old. If you're wanting to go for the 186, make sure you get your documents submitted before you turn 45 years old. Now, last but not least, the labor agreement stream. What is that? Labor agreement stream is usually provided in one of the labor agreements, as it said in the stream. What labor agreement is a document signed either by your company to the federal government or the state government to the federal government. So what are the common labor agreement? For example, the DAMA labor agreement or industry-specific labor agreement or a company-specific labor agreement. There are 3 types. So as long as you are on one of the labor agreements, then the labor agreement will provide on the criteria and eligibility in order to transit you from the current visa to the 186 labor agreement stream. So you got to just refer back to the labor agreement for further information. And each labor agreement can be slightly different. If you want to know more, make sure you hit the subscribe, like and share. And if you've got comments, put it in the comment section. Tell your friends, spread the word so that I can grow the channel a bit on YouTube. And I hope I see you in the next video. Follow me for more. And subscribe to get PR faster.